Don't be afraid. What she said, please believe me when I say, count on. You could count on me.
So for those who don't know, this is Milan's reintroduction to the industry as a singer.
Shit, let me tell you something. My dealer, shout out to you real quick. Black man, business entrepreneur, selling really good flour. Thank you for your service.
You know it.
And a community that you serve. You're doing a great job, sweetie. A great, great job. Just had to, give a black man a shout out real quick. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to our flower smokers out there. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, I just had to get that song. Had to get that song off my heart because, it's very special that we are here, episode, 12 now? You know what I'm saying?
Episode 12.
Doing it with my good sisters in the Condeezy. You feel me? Like, it feels good. It feels good. I really love this podcast. I really love this space that we're in, the moves that we're making, and just everything that we're doing. So I had to dedicate that song to my sisters and to our community as well. You know what I'm saying? Our community supports us very heavy, listening every week to our episodes and, you know what I'm saying, showing us love. So that is dedicated to you. This one goes out to you, so.
Yeah, every time you do that, that should be having me crying. You did that shit on the last episode. I can't even do it.
I can't.
So dumb, girl. Oh my God. In a condo, feet kicked up, face mask on.
Yes.
Ladies, how's your weekend?
It's been good. It's been real, real good, Can't complain, being on the road. Oh, you know what? I realize I have to be honest because I've been listening. I'll be honest, sir. I haven't listened to a lot of the episodes because I don't like to hear myself talk. Like, I don't like to hear myself, talk back. But I had to do a thing where I had to go through some episodes of listening to our podcast. And I'm like, oh, shit, our growth is really cute. You know what I'm saying? I enjoy ourselves from the outside, if that makes sense. But I did pick up something about myself that I want to be able to be better at. And I always say things like, or like, basically, you know what I'm saying? Or you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to change that in my vocabulary. So I've been counting how many times I say that shit. So now I'm super cautious. But anyways, I had a really great weekend. I just been on a roll.
It's so funny you say that. No, you just gave me a flashback of my grandfather when I was a kid. And he used to stop me and be like, you just said like 10 times. And I used to be like, what? But it's like you really don't catch it until like you do, like, to your point, hear it back or like
you're literally doing it now. No, because I remember like in high school, I remember taking high school and like college, I would be taking debate classes. And that's one of the things that they said was a bad habit when it comes to like your speech is repeating those words because it shows that you don't have an extensive vocabulary.
Yeah.
And I was like, I probably sound like a dickhead, but fuck out of here. Y'all niggas know I sound smart and I am smart. But no, I really wanted to like add something more to my vocabulary. So that's something that I want to elevate in my personal life. And it's something that I realized this weekend.
I don't think it's an indicator of a bad vocabulary because one thing, the way that I was taught about it, because I literally had the same like teaching in school too, because I say a lot and I still do it, where I would say in between every little pause. It's because we're never really taught like to be, now I'm doing the like, we're not taught to do like be okay with silence in our speech. So we fill every silent part of whatever that we're saying with a or a like or whatever or because we're not spacing out our words in a way where we feel comfortable with the silence.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it really does. Because I also do this, and I just did it. I do the same with so. Like I'll put so in between something, and it's because of that silence. But
Thank you for making me feel like it ain't as bad. Because when Milan mentioned that, it really took me back to that flashback of my grandfather, like, just say it like 11 times. And like, okay.
And our listeners gonna be counting it now. By the way, one of y'all said it this many times on this episode.
All right, don't clock us that hard now. All right, fuck out of here. But no, the weekend was good. Weekend was great. Can't complain. It was on the road per usual, doing what we love, hitting these festival stages, and now we have about three more major festivals to attend, and then it's time to get ready for tour. So yeah, that's been my weekend, and resting, making sure that I'm taking my rest. You know, I'm not a robot, so have to make sure that I need to rejuvenate and not feel guilty like we've been talking about before too. Like it's starting to really register in my brain that it is okay to rest for a day or two. So relax your ass and take a nap, order that food so you don't have to do labor. Relax, So I've been doing that.
I feel that because that's been a lot of my weekend too. I usually do errands every weekend with my family, but I didn't really do too much this weekend because I really needed to like take some time to myself and kind of like reorganize my space. So a lot of people don't know about me. Like I'm like to some degree like OCD with certain shit, and I know that I'm off a little bit when my space start getting messy. Like if my room is messy, if my car is messy, I know like, oh girl, you're off because this is no. Yeah. So like I took time today to like really deep clean my car, organize my room, like run a couple little personal errands and step away from the family stuff and just kind of give myself some time. So my weekend wasn't too eventful, but yeah.
I love that. So sister again, because I definitely, and it was so therapeutic, y'all. I ordered 100 hangers and organized and organized my clothing accordingly. Like this weekend literally was like self-care part 2.
Yeah.
Like, I did have like a little step out, caught to see some friends, but I ain't stayed till the end. I ain't get the wings and all that afterwards. Like I took my ass back home. It was like, hey, so good to see my friends, my loved ones. Like y'all know I love y'all, but I got stuff. I got to go. And I was a little tired, but I did have fun this weekend. I love good vibes. I love good music. Like that's always gonna be a self-care thing for me too. Like being able to just kind of like dance and experience like something like nature, like that is fun. But for the most part, yeah, I really enjoy organizing my shelf, checking in with family too, and spending time with family. That's also something especially as we get into the fall, that I really want to be more mindful of. It was good to catch up with like my siblings. And shout out to my brother, let's go get into it in my set list, but just catching in with siblings and he's an up and coming designer in Cleveland, and Shador Sanders has been wearing his clothes. So I just want to shout out, the young king, the young, the YN doing his thing. But yeah, so it's really exciting to see, just my siblings and my niece and nephew, my nephew, like really grow up. Like my nephew's about to go to the 6th grade. Like he starts school in 2 weeks. Like the kids start school in 2 weeks. That's also a reality for me this weekend as well. Cause I, wanted to get my nephew some school supplies and some food. He loved corn dogs, as his auntie does too. I like me a little corn dog every now and then. So, just, it was fun to like, be in a position where it's like, okay, I can look out, cause I remember that like back to school time, like, your mom or your dad, or if not your mom, your dad, like your auntie or your grandmother pitching in, getting you back to school clothes. Getting your shoes, your jellies, your first outfits, like, and I was such a pink girly still to this day. So I wanted pink notebooks. Like I needed mechanical pencils. All my pencils had to have some type of little fuzzy something. Like I was that.
I feel that. Student. Folders had to be glittery and shit.
Yeah. Like I had to have something, like my backpack had to be like, like a backpack that I could, put my gym shoes in and stuff like that. So yeah, it was cool to just, really see like, wow, we really are the aunties now.
Listen,
You know
for
what's funny to
real.
that point? I didn't have like my brother's way older than me, so I didn't grow up with him. But now as an aunt, shopping for my nephew and his like back to school stuff. It's so interesting like how different shopping for boys is than shopping for girls, because they don't give a fuck about none of that shit. Like we had to get them like super extra like it was a specific brand. I can't think of the name of that brand, but they used to have like little colorful cheetahs and shit like that. And we used to have all them notebooks and folders and like all the extra shit. And he just want a plain folder and a plain notebook and he good. Like, okay, well.
Where it's like, no, nigga, I had to. What was that brand? I forgot the name of the brand, but it was a specific brand.
I'm trying to think of it because I know what we're talking about too. It was a particular brand. I'm trying to think, was it like Art something?
I'm trying to find it myself right now. Like the little glittery ass
yes. And sometimes they would have little zebras.
Folders. Yes. Yes. I'm gonna find it. Right. And the pens.
So mad that I can't think of this shit. Like we used to have all of it. Yes.
Lisa Frank.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you was a bad bitch. If you had that Lisa motherfucking Frank, bitch.
Oh, that is so funny that you found it.
I was on a mission.
Girl, I typed in girly stationery that was popular. Ain't nothing come up. Like,
shout out to Reddit. But yes, Lisa Frank, school supplies. You was that girl. If you had you some popping ass folders, pens, pencils, the mechanical pencil, like bitch, you still sharpening your pencils?
Girl. Yeah. And I'm definitely speaking for like up to like 6th grade. Because by the time I got to middle school, I wasn't even on all that. I was trying to show I was mature. So like then it switched. I ain't want the Lisa Frank at that point.
You wanted to be more mature. No, I feel that.
Because that's when we started getting into like Juicy Couture and stuff like that. So it was like, let me
like Lisa Frank. Ew, bitch, grow up. What are you, a 3rd grader?
I want this little YN to see me with the little zebra. It's like, nah. I got my tall Timbs on, like my Juicy Couture. But man, yeah, shout out to all the kids going back to school. And, shout out to us, the parents, the millennials out there that showing up. I love seeing y'all first day of school posts. Like, I've been seeing them come in. I think it's so cute. I really do.
Which is so crazy because I'm like, the school is starting right now?
I agree with you because I don't remember school ever starting in August for me.
Like, it always started around September, honey. At least after Labor Day. That was a fact.
Yeah.
Labor Day was like
last week in August.
I never experienced school in August. I'm going to be very real with you. I've never. It's always been a whole summer. We've had, because this is when the school system was actually decent. We would get June, up to May was like, graduation time. Well, June, preparing for graduation time for June. And then like by mid-June, if you didn't have summer school, you was out of there. And then you had all of July, all of August. You start really buckling down around like the 2nd week of August. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, school about to start in September after Labor Day. That's when you knew it was officially time to get back to school. But these kids, they be starting in August. Like, shit, you just got out yesterday. That's crazy. But no, the kids need the school, though. They can't read.
They really do. I think COVID changed a lot of things, too.
Or that homeschool
some of these schools going, because like I seen their kids started like last week. And I'm just like, this is interesting, but hey, glad y'all in school.
Stay in school, fools. Anyways, this is episode 12 of the Reasonable Dialogue podcast. I know we be literally late as hell with this motherfucking intro, but We gonna get it done. Anyways, welcome to the motherfucking condo. It's your girl DJ Miss Milan.
It's your girl, Jan Sneed.
And it's your girl, Jazz. Hey.
Anyways, that's our cute ass little homegirl check-in. You know, do y'all want to be mothers?
Oh, that's a great question.
Actually, I really, really do. And this is a safe space. I know I can share it here. But yes, I really do. I really look forward to being a mother. I look forward to you guys being aunts. I look forward to dropping her off. I look forward to taking the photos. Okay. I really, really do. But yeah, it's honestly something I hold dear to my heart. Well, it's out in the world now, but I feel like God is still going to protect that. But it's interesting because I'm always asked like, oh, what do you look forward to doing or doing next? And it's never like, oh, CEO of this or CEO of that. It's like, I want to be a mom, a mother. Because I think I naturally, I don't know. I think I'm just like naturally a nurturer, like, and I don't care if like people try to make me feel, oh, thank you. Like, and I feel like people like used to try to make me feel like bad for that, but I've learned to grow like very confident. And that's like, no, that's just a part of who I am. And yeah, I look forward to like sharing that with like many human and a partner one day. And my friends and my family.
It's so crazy because it's like it's a lot of no limit soldiers out here that never really had any type of real affection in their life. So they project that, you know what I'm saying, onto you when you are an actual nurturer and somebody that cares. So they try to make you feel guilty for the things that they lack. It's something that I've learned because I know I'm naturally a nurturing person too. Like I care. I'm the person that's asking, did you eat? Are you okay? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm showing you, I'm trying my best to show up. I know I have very much so nurturing ways just based on how I take care of myself and how I take care of my dog, of course. So it's like if there was a kid to be in play, I feel like I would really be a good mom. On top of the fact that mentally, which I think is so important for women to get in a space of like feeling healthy enough to have another human being in this world, because sometimes people be fucked up and they be bringing their fucked up shit and putting it on their kids. So I never want to be that type of parent where my child has to go through therapy because of my lack of emotional intelligence and tolerance. So I always thought that it would be important, especially with my dog now too. Like I pay attention to my temperament with him. It's like, okay, he's a dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, the fuck do you expect this nigga to do? Like, so think of it like a baby. Like, what the fuck you think a baby gonna do? A baby is only taught what you know. So fucking relax. You know what I'm saying? So it's taught me a lot of patience. And of course, you could never plan for it to be perfect, but I want to get it at least right.
I love that you say that because I am the child that has to go to therapy because of the emotional lack of intelligence.
Same.
And I feel like it's so interesting because that growing up that way, you either grow up like very hardened or you grow up super nurturing because of what you didn't experience. So you don't want to be that way. And I feel like that is me. Like there's just been so many parts of my character where it's me rejecting my childhood. So I'm being the opposite of what I experienced. But what I will say is like motherhood was something for me that for a long time I didn't really want. Like, and it wasn't even like a thing that I rejected where it was like, I don't want kids. It was more so like I don't know if I want kids. Like I'm not somebody who was just like, I definitely want to be a mom. Like that was never me. And a lot of it was because I didn't know what from my childhood would show up. And I didn't want to, I didn't want to subject children to my childhood, if that makes sense, in any degree, like to any degree.
Yeah.
But what I had to recognize too, like a lot of the reason why I didn't want children for a long time was because I also, like, I didn't really experience, I don't like warmth and love in the household from like my dad. He was like a very cold person and he was always he worked 2 full-time jobs. So I didn't really see him. So my relationship with men was very off as well. So I I learned that for me, kids is gonna have to be a thing where it's like I'm gonna need to be inspired by the man to want to have his kids. It's not gonna be a thing where I'm gonna just have kids because I want kids, if that makes sense.
I feel that. No, because
Yeah.
honestly, it makes a lot of sense in that regard, because I have seen conversations online where people have said, the whole thing about, like, I guess if you do, as a woman, you want to have children, you have to expect to be a single mother, even if you get married, if you know, like, so kids have to be a choice that you personally want, and it can't be based upon anything else. Like, it has to be because, God forbid, this man dies. It's not to say a nigga gonna cheat. I mean, that's the first thing everybody go for. And, you know, a nigga leave his family like the milkman, you know what I'm saying? But if a nigga die, like, God forbid, if a nigga dies, like, that's a possibility too. So it's like, you still would have to raise that child by yourself. You know what I'm saying? Just because you get married doesn't necessarily mean you have a partner who's gonna help you raise that. There's plenty of married women who are still single mothers in that relationship. So it's like, you know, not to be pessimistic in that regard, but to have the idea of, like, I'm still gonna treat this child with love and honor and take care of it despite the circumstances of my relationship, because that be the thing too. Like, people be fucking up kids based off the relationship. You know what I'm saying? Baby mama, baby daddy drama. Like, don't nobody got time for that bullshit over here. I will literally give you the papers to your rights until you sign this shit, bitch. You fucking kidding me? I don't got time. Like, I'm not even trying to play those baby mama, baby daddy games. Like, nigga, you will never see us at again. Like, so for me, it's like, if I do want kids, I know the type of mother that I'm gonna be and how protective of my children that I will be, that I would have to make tough decisions if I had to make tough decisions for my children, if that makes sense.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
1000%.
No, that does.
Yeah.
It really does. Both of what y'all saying is making sense, especially about the part about not wanting to bring up anything. Because I feel like that's the same with me. Like, although, like, I feel like I'm kind of like, I've always kind of been like a nurturer at my core. Like, even as a kid, like, my grandmother was one of those ones that recorded everything. So, like, all of our upbringings on, like, VHSs and stuff. And when I even watch back some of my videos, like, even as a kid, like, I was very just happy to be around people, happy to have friends, like, at 2, 3 years old, you know, like, and when I think of, like, myself now and how, like, some of my parents and, like, my elders and caretakers, because I definitely had a village around me, like, given the circumstances with my parents and whatnot, but, like, I feel like also too, because I was quote unquote considered what they considered advanced, it put what some psychologists and people call what I feel like this helicopter type character around me. And, like, I necessarily don't want to be a helicopter parent. Like, I actually want to, like, have a balance where, kind of like in the I think they were a great example of it in the show Forever. Like, the parents and Forever, Will Harris character, like, I think they show a great job at, like, having a balance of, you know, like, you know, giving your children and your teenagers, preteens space to grow, find their identity, but also, you know, like, hey, there's boundaries. You can't do this. You can't do that. Like, I want to be able to have that, because I do feel like, to an extent, there was, and, like, I was able to do certain things. Like, I was a cheerleader and whatnot. Don't get me wrong. Like, I have birthday parties, but I do feel like there was this, like, helicopter protection-esque around me. And I get it, you know, like, given, you know, like I said, situations, but it's just like, okay, like, I can go to the, like, teen dance too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
but I would say, unpopular opinion towards that, it would be, if you literally see the shit that has come out now, you would be glad that you kind of had that kind of upbringing versus not, because who knows what kind of person you would turn out to be, or what you would have been exposed to more so that you didn't necessarily need to be exposed to. Like, because for me, that's how I feel about certain shit. It's like, I did want a little bit more freedom, but at the same damn time, the world is a really fucked up, cruel, cold ass place. Like, we probably been protected for some shit that we necessarily don't even realize we've been protected from. Because when I think about certain shit, I'm like, okay, I kind of see why that strict ass mother of mine, you know what I'm saying, had to be the way how she had to be. And also giving our parents grace for the lessons that they, you know what I'm saying, the tools that they were given to be able to teach us. Like, yes, I'm gonna have accountability for emotionally and what I believe, you know, they personally lacked for me. But at the same time, you are only doing what you were taught and been able and afforded to do. So that's also
yeah. No, I love that perspective because no, you're right. And it just made me think too, like, I remember when I graduated high school and my stepfather was like crying. And I was thinking to myself, like, what are you crying for? But then I realized now that I'm older and I'm thinking, like, wait a minute. Like, I'm a young Black girl in America that graduated high school, given the circumstances I had. Like, it could have, like, what? I wouldn't, I couldn't have been on the podcast with y'all right now. Like, you know, or behind bars or you know, or like somewhere else. So, no, you're 100% right in that aspect. But yeah, I just want to have a balance. Like, you know, I don't want to be too like, oh no, you're staying in your room like for the rest of your life. But you know,
no, I completely feel y'all because that was my childhood. Child, I can do nothing. And to your point, Milan, I would say all the way up until like 25, I resented them for that because it was just like, and even to some degree, I still feel like that there is some things that I do resent a little bit because I feel like I'm a little delayed with my experience because I've had to experience everything for the first time in my 20s that a lot of people experience in their teenagers or teenage years. So it's like, I feel like I was behind the curve a little bit, but I feel like they protected me from a lot of shit that I see a lot of other kids now having to heal from, or like these kids are like 17-year-old parents. Like, I would never be my situation because my mom has let me go no fucking where. So who was getting pregnant? Not me. So I don't know. It's such an interesting thing to navigate in your adulthood because it's like you got to give your parents grace for literally just. And we talked about this a little bit last week. Like, your mom was just a girl and your dad was just a boy. Like, we look at them like they're these like all-knowing figures, and they're not. Like, we're them now, and a lot of them are younger than us when they had us, you know. So it's like, I can't imagine me as a mom at 26. Like, I would lose my fucking mind.
I can't imagine a mom now.
Same.
Yeah.
And listen. Shit. And y'all niggas is expensive because y'all niggas need Balenciaga pacifiers and motherfucking Cubans upon push out. Like, the fuck? Gonna send your kids with no regular ass diapers to the daycare now. Like, this shit is crazy.
That stroller.
That stroller gotta do 7. It gotta be a motherfucking transformer ass stroller. It better drive itself too, bitch. Like, shit is crazy.
Cute out the womb is sending me because I just seen this shit this weekend.
I can't. Speaking of weekends, the GNX store.
Hey.
Yes, the GNX store definitely wrapped it up. Let's get into some things that happen in music and culture. So the GNX tour, the highest grossing co-headlining tour in history, stamping that because that's facts. That's not opinions. That's actual facts. The guys, for the people that loves to pull up numbers there. Yes, they are the best tour in history, grossing $256.4 million from 23 North American shows so far. And they basically pushed past the record from Beyonce and Jay-Z's On the Run 2 tour. So they just wrapped that up with SZA this past weekend, and that's fucking fire. They both broke some real major records. I mean, Kendrick's entire run, this entire motherfucking time, like, whew, This nigga is on a generational run, as the kids say. So I don't know. I haven't been able to attend this tour, but luckily we do have 2 dates on it in December. Yeah. So excited about that in the Australias of the Aussies there. Can't wait. Please hold your bugs and your animals up. But yeah.
How does it feel to be able to say you have DJed for Beyonce's tour and Kendrick Lamar?
Wow.
Come on now.
I had to act that tag.
I mean, God is good. God is great. It's really a surreal moment and feeling, of course, because these are people that you look up to. But at the same time, it's like, alignment is real. Following your dreams is real. Making shit happen for yourself is real. And that's exactly what I'm just enjoying this ride of, knowing that I can do anything. And that if I really put my mind to it and put the time to it, I could really achieve some really dope things. So it's just more work to be done. But I'm excited. I'm really excited about this and to continue to grow history with Doechii, because her tour, Live from the Swamp, is damn near sold out at this point in time. We know we're moving into bigger settings, more theaters that hold more people. Our first tour were smaller, intimate shows, which was really good for the build out. But this time around, the demand is definitely there. So we're super excited to even be brought on by Kendrick. And you know what I'm saying? During this time of her celebrating and ending this era of Alligator Bites Never Heal. So super excited. Super, super excited.
You should be, because I remember you manifesting it. So I remember when the whole thing, like when GNX dropped and this was a whole conversation around the tour and who's going to be the opener. Like I remember you saying Doechii should be the opener. And granted, she wasn't for the whole tour, but still, she got the end of it.
I mean, hello.
So
congratulations. Thank
you. Is there any like song you're looking forward to performing or like seeing come to life?
I kind of want her to perform some songs she hasn't performed yet from her album. Like it's definitely a few songs that like Skip. I want to hear Skip in the stadium. Not gonna lie, like Skip to my little like I could just see them like literally mosh pit into that shit, because that shit is, and her flow on that is super fucking crazy. So for me, I want to hear that song. Of course, Nissan Ultima, because I really love the vibe and the energy behind that song. But I'm just excited for everything, to be honest with you, and I'm also excited to see Kendrick's show as well too, just because, you know, us being a part of it, we get to see his actual performance too, so that's gonna be really dope. He's like,
and speaking of flow too, because his flow is crazy too. ScHoolboy Q, ain't he joining as well?
Yeah, like, he definitely is. He's doing
I'm jealous. That's insane. Okay.
Let's talk about it. Like, let's talk about TDE in the house. Like, let's talk about TDE in the house. Like, that's how you do it. No, I love that, because I feel like Blue Lips just does not. Yeah. Blue Lips was phenomenal. Okay. That was a project. Okay. Yes, like, that was a great body of work. And, yeah, that's gonna be exciting. I'm so happy for you. That's gonna be a great moment for hip hop. Like, and it's in Australia. Like, what?
I don't get FOMO much, but I definitely have FOMO because I didn't get to see the Blue Lips when he went on tour. I wasn't here for that.
Listen,
I'm so mad I missed it.
Listen, Jan, listen. I'm working on some things. We might have to, you know, be in Australia. We might have to keep that well. Hey, if the scheduling God permits. Yes, nah, for real. Them tickets on sale. When?
I can't with y'all. But nah, that's really dope for Kendrick, and you know what he's doing for hip hop currently, you know, definitely showing us that he is the one. not the one, okay? Sis is also that one too because her SOS album is now just 1 week away from becoming the first album by a female artist to spend 100 weeks in the top 10 on Billboard 200. 100 weeks.
Insane.
100 weeks. That's
You know,
insane.
I think that's so special because this comes at a time where over the last, I would say, 2 years, we're having so many conversations about R&B being dead and where's R&B going and all the things.
Yep.
And it's just like R&B is alive and thriving. Like, what, are we seeing the same things? Like, how are we even having this conversation when we have an R&B album that's been on the charts for 100 weeks?
Yes, like are y'all? But you know what it is too. Some people may not consider SZA all the way R&B,
Yeah,
which is
No,
crazy.
that's
They try to
unfortunate.
they try to discredit it because it's not the traditional quote unquote R&B. But it's like, bruh, the fuck are you talking about? Control even significant chart success. 400 consecutive weeks on Billboard 200. That means her album from the first album to this is still both charting. And you're saying R&B making it the second. Yeah. This is crazy.
I think
Behind
too. I
Rihanna's
love you brought
anti.
in the fact that people aren't calling it R&B or not considering it R&B because like that's such an interesting conversation. Also, like another nuanced part of this conversation where we are at a time where R&B is not this like super polished specific sound. Like it's not traditional R&B, and we're not defining R&B by that box anymore.
Right.
And I think we're seeing it too with this new regime of artists. Like we have the Isaiah Harans, who's on my set list. But we have artists like him, Kamari, K1. Like a lot of these artists are like dabbling and flowing in and out of like all these different genres in their music, and they're very fluid now. But that doesn't make it not R&B.
Right.
And it's similar to like country, where it's like I don't know, just because it's not a white person doesn't mean it's not country.
Right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I just feel like we need to be very mindful of how we talk about these Black genres when we're trying to say that they're not something or they are something, because it does a disservice to the artist, into the art, into the genre, into Black music when we try to put too many stipulations around what we're calling things and what we're not calling things. Because R&B is expensive. I don't think R&B has to just be traditional R&B.
Right.
Right.
agree.
I mean, we see them doing the same with pop. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even with the whole emergence of like K-pop, you know, like I've been watching that show, it's a documentary like Hitmakers, and it was interesting because like Seven, she's one of the hit makers like on the show, writing and producing, and like she never like wrote or even stepped in the K-pop like genre as a, you know, R&B singer and writer, and but like murdered that shit. Like she really did. And it was interesting because the K-pop girlie was telling her, like, you know, I want a little rap verse in it too. And I'm just like, this is so interesting, like what K-pop has become. And now we even see, I think it's like Megan Thee Stallion. I don't know if y'all saw that. Like she's about to host a whole show produced by Apple called like K-Popped, where like a K-pop artist is like paired with like legendary like legacy act like a Eve or Boyz II Men, and it's just so interesting to see like where genres are going. And like, you know, I feel like R&B like deserves you know, like a
The same
space
recognition.
there.
I'm so glad y'all are saying this, because while it's amazing and it's interesting to watch play out, it's frustrating because why are we so eager to dump all of this money into the music from a whole entire other country before we dump money into our own Black music? And it's literally because it's Black.
Yeah.
Because like from
White
a
supremacy.
from a streaming standpoint, like we're seeing a lot of these meetings with major labels, and they are divesting from hip hop and R&B. Like we're not getting that many releases on a weekly basis in the way that we were a year ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago. Like they're making it very clear that that is not the priority anymore.
That's a damn fucking shame, because it's about popularity. At the end of the day, they invest in popularity, not actual art And that's why music is the way that it is, because the labels are always going to invest in whatever is going to make them money versus what is actually intentional half of the time. So if it means putting money into these K-pop artists, and no offense to any of them, but it's like, my God, there's literally 17 carbon copies of the same artist, just a different group name. Like, it's crazy. I was saying this the other day. I was like, yo, like, there's literally like 11 girls in one group that I've heard of. I was like, this is crazy. 11 girls. I thought they were background dancers or background singers.
First of all, I don't understand. Like, how are they all on the chat? Are they doing like background vocals while like three of them do the leads? Like,
I don't
know.
And I'm not here to disrespect it. But at the same time, it's like, let's be honest. Y'all are taking from Black culture and Black music, and you're claiming it as a version of what you think is K-pop and K-R&B, and you know what I'm saying? And it's like, then we have to fight against that. The thing that is originated, that we don't need permission to freaking well say that we have authority over or even are a part of, we have to compete with some other subculture that wants to now do the same thing we're doing. Is why these white hip-hop artists and bloggers literally are diluting the space so badly with their takes and the things that they're doing, because it's like, you're just letting any and everybody profit off of it, and then the actual people who deserve profits from it don't even receive it. So that's an unfortunate thing.
And see, I think this is why it's so important. Like, I've been seeing so many conversations around not needing gatekeepers, and it's like, yeah, y'all say that until this fucking industry turns white as fuck, and then there's no more Black artists in the mainstream. Granted, that would never be the case, but you know, like,
it's gonna be hard to compete. And I don't want to say this in a negative manner, like, to compete, but it's like, bruh, like, why are we even competing is the thing.
No, for real. And then too, to that point, like, Jan, to like piggyback off that, like, not only just Black artists, it's like Black A&Rs, Black coordinators, Black marketers, Black creators. Like, it literally all trickles down. Like, I've been seeing it, and it's just like, man, like, I have no problem like fighting for like Black creative justice, because I see what's going on. Like, we hear like what's going on. And you know, I think it's unfortunate that I feel like even a genre like R&B like always takes the brunt of that. Like,
I feel that.
But
anyways,
bring back gatekeeping.
Okay, no, seriously. Also, shout out to, I want to say, B&J, because I do think it is interesting that the SZA and Kendrick GNX tour, like, they're surpassing that, because that On the Run tour, baby, that was a show. Like, On the Run going into that is still one of my favorite tours to this date. So I honestly think that's ironic. Like, Kendrick and SZA, especially during a time now where we talk about like who is a celebrity in this time, like, I feel like they definitely are holding that, you know, like, so that's interesting to see. But where's the Hope album? That's what I want.
It's coming in Act 3.
Need that.
I feel like there's coming. There's one coming. I look, feel like him popping up on an Beyonce tour stops overseas is a sign of we getting an album soon.
Yeah, he was just testing the waters real quick.
Right.
He was like, let me see, let me see if the demand is really out there. Like, I know I'm Hova, I know I'm Jigga Man, but I need to know the demand is out there. It's been a minute. I've been growing these dreads. You know what I'm saying? I'm a father now. You know what I'm saying? I got Blue, Rumi, and Sir. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta see if the streets really want it. And they do.
No, they do. And I feel like, too, he watching the Waters with the Clips album. Like, you can't tell me he not. It's like, no, they really want that. Like, I know he heard that So Be It beat first and was like, wait. It's like, you can't tell me.
You know that meme of him in the studio with Timbaland and he's like nodding his head? That's exactly how he was. But I wouldn't be surprised, because, you know, if he comes out and he has them niggas on his shit.
Poof.
I literally tweeted that. I think that is what's gonna happen, to be honest.
I'm gonna capitalize off of that shit, to be honest. If we're being real, which makes more sense anyways. So so be it. So be it. So I want to know, right? Do y'all think, because I've been seeing people talk about this too, and it had me wondering, I never realized how, for the past few years, at least of my existence, we've always had somewhat of a song of the summer. And this, I would say, I don't even want to count last year because, let's be honest, Not Like Us was a song of the summer. I mean, shit, it was a song of the year. We want to be real.
It really was.
So, now as we are here in 2025, like, do you think there is any potential songs of the summer that you all been listening to? Because to be quite honest with you, I really haven't heard anything that makes me say, damn, this feels like summertime, except for, I would say, a body of work from the artist Odile. But he's also not a super popular artist at the same time. You know what I'm saying? If Drake probably was to get on it, if he had that power like he used to, the Drake effect, he would be out of here. But I don't know. What you guys think?
I'm gonna be honest. Sisters. I don't really think there is like a, and this is just my opinion. This is me. Don't bite my head off. Okay. But I don't really think there is a song of the summer. However, for this year, because I feel like there has been one where we've had song of the summer. You know what I'm saying? Like, this summer is interesting. Like, I feel like they're like if I could give like a top 3, top 5 songs that I feel like are feeling a vibe, I feel like this summer has kind of been like there's been vibes and waves and vibes. Like, that's how I feel like this summer has been. But if I could give like 2 or 3 songs that I feel like have been the wave and the vibe, if that makes sense, I'ma definitely go Shake It to the Max. Like, I feel like Shake It to the Max.
I was gonna say that.
Yes.
But yeah, I feel like Shake It to the Max. And when you think about like a song of the summer, what has all the ingredients? Like, is it playing when you're out in the function? Like, are people resonating with it? Is it a cultural, artifact online? Is it having tweetable moments? And now we in the time of the challenge. Like, is there a challenge attached to it? It has all of those metrics. Has it hit Billboard? Yes. And I feel like what's also interesting about Shake It to the Max too is like, although like Shenseea, shout out to our girl Shenseea, who has been Grammy nominated and doing these things, I personally feel like Shenseea is finally starting to get like her shine for real.
Yes,
like,
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like this is the summer where she's like really starting to be seen as like a star beyond like her island. Shout out to Jamaica, but like, and it was just Jamaica Independence Day too. But I feel like that is a song of the summer. So I'm a go there. I also feel like
I'm not mad at that.
Yeah. I'm gonna go shake it to the max. I feel like it's a hot body.
But I feel like that song has been out enough or long enough, and I think
that's what I was gonna say too.
It's too late. It should have dropped it earlier.
Ooh.
Hot body, and it had potential, but I agree with Jan. It's the timing of it. So that's why it's a wave. It's kind of like
it's so interesting because like for a song to be song of the summer, I think you need to drop it like right before summer starts, or even like 2 months before summer starts, so that it's buzzing up until the summer, and then it makes a real splash as soon as summer hits because it's already been making its rounds in spring. So if you start dropping songs of the summer that you think is going to be song of the summer in July, like the summer about to be over.
I think honestly, for me personally, like, number one, who determines what song of the summer? I think it's not even the artist. I think it's more of a consensus of the audience who really fucks with that song the most. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And based on that, that song also. I also want to throw into the pot. I feel like Mutt had a potential to be song of the summer. But it kind of did a little dip after a while. And I'm going to be honest, I feel like that dip came after that fucking Chris Brown remix. Because it was no need.
I agree.
There was no need to put that nigga on it. The single was doing flawless by itself. I'm not a numbers girl because I'm not a loser. So I don't spend my time looking at data like y'all niggas do, and you don't work for these people, so you're not getting a check for it. You're just doing it for fun and for shits and giggles. But I was like, damn, what happened? Like, I didn't really see any type of potential growth from the remix because it was like the song was doing well by itself, to be completely honest. Anyways, also I do feel like, for me personally, I love the vibe, and of course, I'm not trying to be biased, but this is just my opinion. I do love the vibe of Doechii's Nissan Altima. I felt like Nissan Altima really gave a summertime vibe, for the girls and the guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a cute bop, especially in the summertime, because came out during the fall or whatever. But it's like Nissan coming out, like. And that brings me to my point that I was going to make earlier about what you said, Jan, about dropping like at least 2 months. I feel like the formula should always be at least 6 months prior. And the reason why is because you need to give it time to be pushed.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying? But we also are in an era where, unfortunately, these motherfuckers' attention spans are so in the trash that even 6 months, they be like, yo, this shit is old. You're like, what? Niggas was pushing music for at least like a single for 2 years straight. Are you kidding me?
Literally.
Are you nuts? Like, we're in such a fucked up era when it comes to music. So even then, that's why the song of the summer, if it wasn't for Kendrick last year, I'm going to be very honest with you. If it wasn't for Kendrick last year, we would not have a song of the summer either then.
I agree with that, to be honest.
I agree, because I was gonna say that as well. Like, and that's one of my favorite moments in music too. I love Q4 songs that catch up like the next summer. Like, and I think I'm gonna say Luther. That was another song I was gonna say could potentially be argued a song of the summer. Like, even though GNX dropped last fall, I think it carried so well because of the tour, because of the visual, and it's just a hit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we want to talk about the metrics, the challenges, the song taking on a life of its own. Like, I think arguably Luther could be considered a possible contender for song of the summer too, just because of, like, it was playing at cookouts and shit. Like, it's the boy don't miss. Like,
I have another one it's probably a little debatable, but if I have to be unbiased, I would also throw Nokia in the mix.
I agree with that.
Nokia is everywhere. As much as niggas hate Drake, that nigga is everywhere with us. That shit is everywhere, and it's not it's a good song. Like, I'm not about to sit here and act like it's not. That shit is it's a good song.
Niggas don't hate Drake, bro. Don't add fuel to his fire, please.
And I will say, because when I think about songs of the summer, right, and we're on the East Coast and we're in New York, like, when I think about like a song that gave me that feeling, it definitely didn't have the same impact, because that was a moment. Like, and this was one of the last songs that I felt like radio really made impactful too. Like, Ella Mae's "Booed Up." The equivalent to that for this summer. Again, not the same impact, but I do feel like "Burning Blue" by Mariah the Scientist.
Yes. No, you know what?
I think it had a little of that going on.
Folded might end up being song of the summer. There we go. Folded got it. Folded got it.
I'm gonna have to follow up with y'all and be honest and say, to be completely real, shit. When Burning Blue came out, it was a vibe. But when Folded came out, it folded that song the fuck up.
It did.
I'm not gonna lie. It folded.
It caught the wave. It caught the wave.
And that's not even to take away from the greatness that is Burning Blue, because I still run that back. But Folded definitely took that spotlight. immediately. That shit is out of here. Like, damn.
And I love what she's doing with the song too, like the unfolded version that was just beautiful.
Right.
And performing it at like clubs and shit, like live, like, and niggas is saying R&B is not. Yeah, that's crazy.
I also want to say there's this one song that I feel like I wish it was Song of the Summer. I think we just talking about the quality and the sound. I feel like it could have been a contender, but I don't think he has the push around him to have made it that big. But Destin Conrad's Kissing in Public was everything that a summer song should be.
I feel that.
It was basically the JT summer song blueprint, just a modern version of it. It was very tastefully done. The visual was fucking fire. It was a great song. It is a great song. It's not even that old, but I don't see it doing its rounds the way that I was hoping it would, just from the programming POV. But yeah, shout out to Destin Conrad.
Damn. So that makes me think, like, what would qualify? I mean, you said it earlier for Song of the Summer, but is it really based on the fan base, or is it based on like the metrics? Like, what the fuck?
I think it's a combination.
Because I think the fans are part of that matrix. Like, you also got to have, like a fan base that's go crazy for it. And they don't necessarily have to be stans. Like, these could literally be like, people that genuinely gravitated to the song, rather if they heard it like on a TV show or through, on the radio, and it just like caught, or through sounds. Like we know now what's catching. I was also gonna say shout out to I think his name's Zeddy Will guy. So his songs all over TikTok this summer. Like the TikTok YNs, they had it with him this summer. Like they really did. Like every time I went on TikTok, he owned the challenges.
If we gonna be honest, then I'm gonna, this is a wild catch. Cha-ching! Throwing the line out there. I would say he is a nigga who dominated TikTok. And if TikTok is the superior app now, then that would mean he would be the superior artist. Technically.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. You know who else dominated TikTok? We got to shout out Miss Pluto. Pluto might have a song of the summer too. Wait, hold on. Because she was everywhere. Can't get no coochie out the queen. She had a couple. Wait a minute. Oh, God.
That Lululemon and that pull your skirt up, little nigga.
Yup, boy, yes, with the Keith, the challenge, yeah, that was a banger, yeah.
Well, I guess I'm gonna have to just go. Nothing like a Jet 2 holiday. That was a song of the summer.
That is a terrible take.
Yo, I love this. This reminds me of back in the day. They used to be like MTV's like top hottest like songs of the year, or like the top and they used to run through the tracks. I'm loving this right now.
So
Pluto has some bangers.
No, she does. And honestly, YK Niece too. I like them. They do got some bangers. The girls. And I like that girl because she always smiling. She just look like a happy child. Bunna B is her name.
Yes, Bunna B. Yeah, she just seemed like so joyous.
It's just a happy child. Like she just be. And it's just a great little girl. I hope nothing but success for her. But yes.
Yeah, because she got the in it. She do the in it record, right? Like with the hands, the dance moves.
Yeah. I'm so into all these girls. Yes.
You know another song too? She might really be a contender. It's not. I don't like the song though, but the fan song. I don't know what that song. Where the fans at? That's everywhere.
Oh, where them fans?
Yeah, that's at radio now too.
Boots on the ground. Boots on the ground. No.
I think taking that to radio was brilliant though, because it gives radio vibes. Like that reminds me of a song I would hear on the radio.
He's finna get so much money now because radio play means you really making it, but also you doing your motherfucking thing. But that song is going to be a timeless song. Like, you're going to hear that. Like, that, once you attach a fucking viral, it's not even viral, but a dance to it that is doable across all ages. It's like the fucking cha-cha slide, the electric slide. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Old people, young people, everybody and their mama. 20 years from now, they're gonna put this shit on, and the elder folks, they're gonna be like, "Oh, remember this shit? I got my boots on the ground." Like, it's gonna be crazy.
And that's kind of why that actually might be my song of the summer pick, because that is the way that song is reaching and impacting audiences across the country and like at all different age groups. It's like, I haven't seen that in a really long time.
Shit, Beyonce used it during her tour.
See?
Yep.
The queen.
So, I can't stand that song. I'm not gonna lie. Every time I hear that shit, I'm like, turn this shit the fuck off.
Somebody said, I'm taking everybody fan.
That is definitely me.
Nah, I love that. Man, shout out to the TikTok YNs. They be after the youngins out here. But I forgot Pluto from Atlanta too. I didn't even realize that.
She born and raised Atlanta?
Yep. And another Atlanta takeover.
That's good for her.
And YK niece. They both from Atlanta.
Okay. I mean, they sound like that.
Yeah, they really. But you know what? I love it because when I think about the legacy like of Atlanta, like when we think about like Young Thug, Nudie, and how they're kind of like coming up under Gucci, I don't think we've ever considered like the women and what that generation of Atlanta would look like. Like I feel like Sexy Red a lot, like, and you know she's from the Midwest, shout out to the Midwest, but like I feel like Sexy Red has kind of been like considered somebody that's like mirroring that esque, but yeah, that's dope.
Speaking of ATL,
I was gonna say I had all them little niggas on my set list this week, but I don't know if anyone tapped into it like we did, but this weekend in hip hop was huge for Atlanta. I'm curious to know what albums y'all tapped into first and how y'all are feeling about it. I definitely, have a baddie chain for Young Nudie when he's ready, because the album, like Young Nudie's ear for production, I just think is insane. Like, but yeah, I'm curious to know what y'all got into, because there's been so much heat coming out of Atlanta. Metro Boomin dropped last week, like, and he's a very, very this album in particular, I feel like it's very, very fun and intentional. So I don't really care about numbers in that aspect. Like, we mentioned that before. Like, I've seen people tweeting about like, oh, it didn't do this and do that. I'm like, Metro did not create it for that. And if you listen to it, you don't even like take that consideration. Like, it definitely feels like a very passionate project for a specific group. But I definitely feel like more people should tap into it if they haven't already when it comes to that, because that was an era for us, but I feel like certain people didn't get to really experience that era. Like, you really had to be there to experience what Metro given on this past tape, I feel like.
To be honest, I love that though, because I feel like even though we're talking about an era, we're also talking about it was very regional. Like, that was a very like Southern experience.
Yes.
And granted, if you were growing up in that era too, you didn't necessarily have to be from the South to understand it, but I love that we are still staying on theme with regional rap. With this Metro Boomin release, and then obviously the rest of the ATL rap scene, because I just feel like the hip hop space was missing that for so long. Like, I think we got to a point in hip hop where I think the focus was more so making a pop hit, in the sense that it was popular and it was digestible for everyone across the country. So everything was starting to kind of sound similar. And I think it was not until we got GNX where it was just like, nah, like the West got something to say. And now it's like, well, shit, fuck it. We here now. ATL got something to say. And I think it's just like, the only thing we missing now is the East Coast. And I think that's going to be an interesting conversation, because I had a conversation with one of my homies from New York, and he was saying like, he's struggling with the fact that New York doesn't really have like an it rapper right now that's like carrying the torch for New York and making New York like super relevant. So how y'all feel about that?
Damn, Cash Pro Bane wouldn't be making New York relevant?
I literally thought about Cash Cobain. I thought about him instantly. Specifically for like the YNs and stuff, because and he's another one too, because he dropped it kind of like middle towards well, no, but because I feel like he had something too with that tripping on the yacht and that feel Cash this summer, but
Mm.
And maybe I'm not like well versed enough in Cash Cobain, but like
I don't know. I was
he's
just
not
saying
like a
he's like
lyric.
for
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah. I
young.
get what you're saying, but like,
Yeah.
I guess I'm talking more so like the lyricists, like the real rap community. Like we're not putting Cash
Yeah,
Cobain
I
in the
know what you're saying.
conversation with like
No.
the JIDs or the JIDs, excuse me, and Kendricks and all of that. Like we're not. I don't think we talking about this.
Absolutely
Yeah. So to that
Yeah.
degree, like who does New York have right now?
Oh, interesting. Don't know.
You see?
Will we say Cardi? Will we say Cardi B? Will we say her?
Because for me, it's a thing of like, I love Cardi. Don't get it twisted. Like
We love you, Cardi.
I love Cardi. I do. I really, really do. Barty gang. But
Don't let Nikki hear this.
oh no, no. Stop.
Said, don't speak that over me, sister.
No. Please, no violence. No violence. Peace. I just feel like, yeah. Who else? Because technically, Cardi, until the second album drop, I don't want Cardi in the conversation right now. Like, Cardi's more so
Fair.
like pop, if we want to be real, because the move she's been making has been in that lane of dropping music for that. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
until the second album come out, I don't know what to tell niggas.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's so crazy to think about, because New York used to dominate.
Yeah. Literally a sound, a aesthetic, a vibe, like, and now it just feels like, and I mean, everybody has their time and their season, but it's just about what is niggas trying to get back to. You know what I'm saying? So
y'all got Dave East.
I will say, I was just, but it's not. But it was so crazy, Jan. I was about to say, like, damn, I wish I could say Dave East, because let's be honest. I remember the first time I heard Dave East. It was 2014. I was, rest in peace to my aunt. I was literally like coming back home from some school trip I was doing in New York. I had just came back. I was about to like graduate, and I was laying down, and I fucking hear some nigga rapping. I forgot the name. It was one of Dave East's like first music videos ever. Like, I think it's How We Live or something. I think that was the name of the song, I gotta find it, but because How We Living is more recently. But I remember turning around like, who the hell is that? I heard Dave East before I saw him. Let's be clear, because a lot of you niggas out there love to say like, oh, you only just like him because of, like, no, nigga, let me put the disclaimer. I heard him before I saw him. Now, when I saw him, I was like, oh, like, you know what I'm saying? Check y'all top. No, not gonna lie. But I will say, like, I was so heavy on Dave East. Like, what? That Kyrie Chanel? Like, I remember going to see Dave East's Genius performance. Like, when he was first coming up, I was an intern at Hot 97. You cannot tell me he wasn't the New York Messiah coming up. He had the Wayno management. He had Terrence Tipple backing him. Like,
yo, shout out to Wayno and Karen.
I was tapped in, like, was really following this nigga whole trajectory. I think I even wrote like an article on him, because I was interning for Vasti at the time. Like, wrote a whole article on it, like, and over time, things just got unique. And I just started noticing, I just started noticing the changes, like with like management and changes within, the sound, like, you know what I'm saying? And I will say too, like to Dave East's like credit and point, I also feel like some of these labels didn't really know what to do with like Dave East. I think they thought they did, but they didn't know. They really didn't know. And I also feel like too, at the end of the day, like, artists of that nature, when they're super like independent, because I feel like Dave East came out around the time where it was kind of like that SoundCloud streaming era, and he was like very lyrical amongst a lot of like XXXs and Trippie Reds, you know what I'm saying? And it's like you get this like, diamond in the rough. So it's like, how do you market this? You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like they were trying to take like a still like this old school, like traditional marketing approach, because he still followed that lyrical, I feel like, sound. However, it's like, no, he's still in a new era. Like, give him the same treatment and quality as you would, like some of these other like SoundCloud rappy artists that you consider. But yeah, that's my thing on Dave East. My bad. I feel like I went a little rant.
You're so funny.
But like, no, because I still listen to some of Dave East stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like his last project that he put out, I think it was.
Yo, you are so petty.
I didn't know. Like, Jazz comfy, like, yo, put that Dave East on.
Oh my God. Yo. He did. He had some bangers on his album called
Bangers.
Oh.
I gotta check this out.
This is the funniest episode ever. Oh my
God. Okay. No offense. No offense. Nah. We're not laughing at you.
We're laughing at ourselves.
We're laughing at us because like I will put on that Dave East.
Okay. Yes, Dave East has great music according to Jazz. We'll check it out at another time.
Okay, guys. On to my topic. Oh man. Well, there's a conversation around Tyler and her core record sales.
I love you, Jazz. I love
you. And her likability going down over the last year or so, since she dropped the I think it's what We Want a Party. Yeah, We Want a Party. Yeah. Her EP, versus her last release. She also put out a statement too that I thought was interesting, where essentially she was talking about how she felt like the label was trying to force her into this pop space that she didn't really feel comfortable with, and there was times where she would cry before, I think, going out for performances and so on and so forth. I personally think this conversation is so interesting because I kind of saw this coming personally. Like, I honestly, I didn't see the Notes app post coming, but just kind of like this sudden pivot to like, I wanted to be an African artist and who kind of like kept my music in that lane this entire time. I didn't really had like the pop thing wasn't really for me. That wasn't my vision. I saw that part coming because I feel like the industry was doing that thing where they tried to kind of like force an image that is just not what the artist wants to do. And I feel like for her, it was Rihanna. Yes. They forcing this Rihanna shit. Like, she's not Rihanna. Like, she's not.
Yes.
She's not.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I personally agree too, because I felt like everything was a comparison to Rihanna. Yes. Her style, her music. And it was like, you guys are trying so hard, like you said, to attach her to something that's already known, to make her success more faster because it's compared to somebody as great as Rihanna. Just because they both came from their own respected islands doesn't mean they're going to have the same trajectory. And it was just, to me, and it's no disrespect to the girl because she's talented. I think she's a cute girl. But also it's like, look at where Rihanna was compared to where Tyler is. You know what I'm saying? Like, even the image is like, you're trying to push this whole sexy kitten shit on us from Tyler. And I'm gonna be very honest with you. She looks like a little girl. Like, to be real, she should be dressing in a certain, not even on some like, not trying to disrespect her or like tone her or police her, but it's like, dress a different kind of way versus, and you can still be the fashion girl. Like, you are the fashion girl. You have the body for it, the face for it. You know what I'm saying? But lean into that if that's the case. Like, I just feel like you're just trying too hard. Not even her personally, but her team is trying too hard to paint a picture of her being the next Rihanna, and that's doing more of a disservice to her. As I always say, I always tell people, like, you guys comparing these artists to other artists, even with the whole, and I've been guilty of it too, you know, before, like, oh, Victoria Monet is like, you know, the next Beyonce because she's singing and she's dancing. But it's like, no, they deserve to feel how they to be their own artists and let them grow as such, because those artists back in the day also had to grow. You know what I'm saying? So we need to give the artists room to develop, room to grow, room to experiment, room to make mistakes, room to have failures. Like, we're in such an era where we don't give artists the room to be actual artists. We want them just to be these cookie clean cutter perfect musicians that we want, and to feed our own personal agenda and ego, and it doesn't give any way to them to really be an artist and do their thing.
And to that point, I think it's so interesting that they're trying to force the Rihanna thing, because even what Rihanna did, like, we went through so many phases of Rihanna.
Yeah.
Which is why we love her. Like, she's the icon that she is, because like there's literally like 5 or 6 different eras of her.
Right.
And now she's in a new era, the mother, like, which is another era of it itself. So it's like, for y'all to try to force this Rihanna thing down our throat with this artist, is like, we grew to love her. Like, it was like, the Rihanna now is not the Rihanna that came out the gate. Like, we had Good Girl Next Door at first.
Yeah.
So it's like, y'all are trying to force this girl into this image of Rihanna that, I don't know, like, I feel like that was phase 3 or 4 of Rihanna. Like, so you're not even giving us the build up to be like invested in this girl. You get what I'm saying? Like, you're trying to skip steps.
Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we didn't even get the Music of the Sun version of her. It just was boom, straight to like loud. Like, literally, that's literally what it is. And I think also with Tyler as well, and something I personally noticed as a I guess I'll say like viewer, because I don't really like indulge in Tyler a lot. And I think a lot of it was because, for me, I personally feel like once the team, the label, etc., noticed that Water caught on, because I will say Water was a vibe. Like, once it first let me say, I was like, okay, that's cute. But I feel like once it really caught, like, from there on, and this is just me, it just felt like, what can we do to position her against Tim's? Like, because at that point, in my opinion,
shaking the table,
Tim's was the like next breakout star out of any genre to me. Like, when it comes to like who was next in terms of that artist you're looking towards to see like grow and build, etc., and who had that like star power like around that time, Tim's had it. And it's kind of like a rocket ship. It was like, pew, Tyler. And it was like, where the hell did that come from? You know what I'm saying? But I feel like a lot of what was built around Tyler was very like rushed. Even, and don't get me wrong, I definitely feel like she deserved that Grammy, but even those new categories and things like that were built around like Afro beats and like the first African song and things like that, it just seemed to just all come so like fast. And I just think Tim's presence sped it up. That's how I feel when it comes to the Tyler situation and why we are where we are now.
I also think it's interesting you brought up Tim's as like her, I don't know, her competition in that sense, because essentially what she wants to do, as far as what she's describing in her note, is what they did with Tim's. Like, Tim's was not making music that kind of fit what the US demo wanted to hear. Tim's was making what Tim's wanted to make. And I think that's why she kind of blew up the way she did, because the quality of the music was so great. And obviously she had like the different samples and the Drake look and all of that. But I don't know, I just feel like, I just felt like she stayed true to what she wanted to make. And she didn't have to conform to US standard of likability in the music. Like, it was, this is the African shit I'm making, and that's that.
Yeah.
And I think that should have been the play with Tyler. Like, they don't make the same music. So if we liked Water, we would have liked whatever else she would have made, because Water wasn't like pop. Well, granted, it became a pop hit, but that was very much like was African. That was African music. It wasn't like U.S. pop. So if that worked and blew up to that degree, like, you don't think she could have did it again?
My thing is, would the song have been popular if TikTok wasn't a factor?
That's a good point too.
That is a great point, because I definitely was hip to it because of TikTok. I definitely got hit to that song because of TikTok, for sure.
But another thing too is, like, I think she's like the case of when, and it, again, this is not to say she doesn't deserve it, because I think her music is really, really good, and she's a fantastic artist. Like, I think she has all of the qualities of a star, in my opinion. Like visually and sonically and performance wise. But I feel like when you're not ready for success that big, you kind of like nosedive. And I don't think she had the proper development or experience, like outside of development. She didn't have the experience or the development to be able to maneuver in the way that would keep her at the top after Water kind of fell off. Like, it kind of felt like she had a couple of really great campaigns. Like, I know she had a campaign with Gap, and that song was fire. But even that, like, that song was in that that commercial, and that wasn't even the focus single at the time. Like, why are we not, like, if that's in a commercial, why are we not gearing all of our marketing efforts toward that song now as the next song? Like, they pivoted to some whole other song while this song is in the commercial. It made no sense.
So it sounds like it's a team problem.
I agree. And that's kind of like, it aligns with what she's saying. Like, my team wants me to do X, Y, Z. I don't want to do that. It's a team problem. That's what it sounds like. So it's unfortunate because it's like, I think when your team is not rock solid and you experience that kind of success, it usually doesn't go well.
Yeah. I feel that.
Yeah.
I feel that.
Like, you and your team has to be ready for that kind of success. It can't, like, that's a concerted effort.
Ooh, child. Well, I mean, what can be done for her? I'm not even sure.
I mean, I'm curious to see what the next era looks like. I feel like her putting out that statement, to me, signifies she might potentially be getting dropped soon. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if that happened next.
Really? So fast?
Yeah, I don't know if it will. I don't have no inside information, y'all.
Oh, well,
yeah, no, I definitely don't. Genuinely, but I'm saying I wouldn't be surprised if that comes like soon after, or within the next year she ends up becoming independent. Because it's troubling that you are coming out against your team in a statement like that.
Damn, I gotta see the statement.
Like, she literally is saying, like, she's crying before performances because she doesn't want to do what the team is telling her to do. Like, that's not a good sign.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. Like, I best wishes to her. Like, I do feel like her music and performance and audience, like, she has a really strong audience. So I think she has everything she needs to be able to pivot and try to pursue more of what she wants to do and the sound that she would like to navigate the space with. And I think she's built enough of a fan base to where they'll support her. So I think it's just one of the things where time will tell. Hopefully she gets a better team around her.
Yeah.
I agree. Anyways, moving right along. Ooh, child. Speaking of water, SeaWorld is deciding to put a little renovations in their tickets and what they're offering at the establishment, because lately they've been having a lot of artists pop out. So far, they've had, I think it started off with the viral video of the Yin Yang twins performing that I personally seen. And then it led into different performances, like Bow Wow and Soulja Boy performed, and they also had Waka Flocka and Trina, who's like the latest artist to pop out at SeaWorld. I mean, I think it's honestly a genius idea, low key, because it gives such a nostalgic feeling and establishment, but also I'm kind of against keeping the damn well animals caged in like that too, because they some big ass whales. They don't gotta be in that tank. They need to be in the ocean. So, that's just my personal qualms of that. But it's given I see somebody say on Twitter that it's given like a old school MTV Spring Bling kind of feel, and it kind of looked like that when I seen some of the videos. I don't know if y'all peeped that, the SeaWorld and their whole little performance things that they're adding to it.
I personally haven't, to be honest, but I'm curious to see what that looks like. This lineup is interesting though. Trina, Waka Flocka, Bow Wow, Soulja Boy, Yin Yang, Twins. Like there's definitely that Y2K appeal. So I could see the MTV Spring Bling comparison.
Yeah, I seen that, and I was like, the first video, like I said, I seen was the Yin Yang twins, and they was going viral because everybody had a turn time, but it's also a mixed crowd of like your old school white people that like hip hop. You know what I'm saying? They like a certain era of hip hop, but also like the millennials that also like these artists too. So I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna go to SeaWorld to go see any of these people.
Right. I mean, either.
But for
Cool
those that
idea.
do go, yeah. Cool idea. Sounds like a cool idea for you niggas. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what to tell you.
It's interesting though, because I wonder what else they're gonna start like trying to incorporate hip hop and music rather into just an attempt to monetize this space and just put more money in music. Because that's what it kind of feels like. That's like recession coded to me.
What the kids say, recession indicator.
Right. That's definitely what it's giving. Just a little bit.
I mean, it depends though, because how much they selling the tickets for, how much they paying these people to perform.
I mean, outside of it's not even that to me. It's just the simple fact that they're trying to implement some kind of hip hop performance element to SeaWorld is like, huh? Okay. Okay.
Niggas, it's like we going to SeaWorld to go see Bow Wow perform.
Oh man, that's interesting.
But people will pay the money. That's the crazy part.
Yeah. So I ain't knocking it.
Yeah.
But I think it's time that we get into our favorite segment of the show, the set list. Thank y'all for locking in with us this long. Who going first this week?
I'll go first.
Okay, Jazz, you never go first.
I'll be going first sometimes. I'm like, okay, let me step in. Let me step in this time. Okay. Okay, first, yes, because we were talking about ATL earlier. I want to shout out Young Nudie because this Paradise album is fire, top to bottom, barely any skips, if none. No, there ain't no skips. I'm gonna say that. But yeah, I really love Young Nudie's airport production. Some standouts on here is the Ice-T record with Project Pack 21 Savage. I love BTA. I love Sugar. I love Snake. It's just I love what he has going on. The other album I have on here from the Atlanta Avengers right now is Gunna, the last one. I took that album to the lab too, and it's just a wave. I'm loving that project as well. And last but shortly not least, from the Atlanta Avengers, shout out to fucking Jid. This guy does Ugly Project is freaking phenomenal. Very versatile. I love that he's showing like his range, his character. Shout out to him being the dad. Shout out to him being the homie. And I'm just really, really excited for this album to be out and for people to really digest and see like his love for hip hop. I love Community with Clips. And I love the way I love Skate with Sierra. There's so many dope records on here, but I also love the way they marketed the album with giving like artists their own kind of like digital cover to share, to be a part of it. So shout out to him. And shout out to Tiara Thomas too. I saw Tiara Thomas put out a single, Kiss Me. I like Tiara Thomas. I love her voice. So shout out to her. That's a single on there. I also got this Race Against Time Hurricane Katrina documentary on my set list because in about 2 weeks, this month, we are celebrating the 20th anniversary of Hurricane Katrina. And I'm not going to get emotional. I've worked on it. I usually get emotional whenever we do talk about like Hurricane Katrina because I feel like for Black millennials in general, for those that don't know, I feel like some people know, like I wrote about like hip hop and Black millennials for my thesis. And when you're studying like the history of like Black millennials and like us in general, I feel like some people forget about these events like the Gen 6 or like Hurricane Katrina and like how impactful they really were. Like Hurricane Katrina like displaced it was like one of the largest displacements of Black people since like slavery. And I'm always somebody that thinks about these things in like years and eras. And this documentary really does a great job at showcasing, you know, the lives that were impacted, where we are now. So shout out to Ryan Coogler for carrying the torch. Because it also reminded me of like When the Levees Broke, which is a Spike Lee documentary that he did about Katrina, and to see Ryan Coogler, kind of carry the torch for another generation and it still show like, although it's 20 years later, this is still a thing. And when you think about climate change and what just happened, because again, it's 20 years, what just happened in January in LA with the wildfires and the communities that were impacted, is just like, it's always something. So, yeah, great documentary. Check it out. And I also got the Shedeur Sanders NFL debut on my set list. I love seeing all the Black uncles and aunties rally around him. And I just love him just keeping God first through what is arguably going to be, like, in my opinion, one of the biggest, like, NFL debuts for a rookie. So shout out to the Sanders family. Also, shout out to Nipsey Hussle and his legacy. I got to shout out Nip on the stat list. I got Stuck in a Grind. That is my single for Nipsey that I'm going to have on my set list. I have the Project Crenshaw for Nipsey on my set list. And I also have Nipsey Hussle and Lauren London's GQ shoot on my set list because that was one of my favorite moments from Nipsey recently. And, like when Nipsey passed away, I was so moved that I ended up getting the Marathon Continues tatted on me. Like, it's one of my last tattoos, and it might be my last tattoo to this day. Unless my husband finally walked through, because, I don't mind getting a name tattooed too. But I but I do have that because like just what he represented was so significant, and I am always a champion for his mission. So shout out to Nipsey, and I'm gonna pass it to my sisters because I feel like I talked a lot. That set list.
Girl, didn't we say we're not apologizing for the set list anymore?
Oh yeah. I'm not sorry. But yeah, that's me for this week.
Milan.
Okay. I thought y'all wanted to go, but I guess I'll go. Okay. I thought it was JID.
I thought it was too. I don't know. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know if it's JID. Excuse my ignorance.
JID, you did that. Okay. When it comes to this album, God Does Like Ugly, definitely appreciated the vibes of this. So that is definitely starting off on my set list. Shout out to Young Nudy as well. Paradise, I definitely like that project that he dropped as well too. I think Young Nudy has his own personal flow. I would agree with you, Chaz. Like, I love Nudy and what he does, but he definitely has like his own thing that he does. You know what I'm saying? And he does it really well. So shout out to Young Nudy. Also, Metro Boomin, A Futuristic Summer. First and foremost, I know you put this on your set list last week, sis, but I finally got to really take a good listen to it. And of course, love it, love it, love it, love it. Girls, they just want to have fun. Whatever that song is, I love it. I love the Waka Flocka song. I love the song with Quavo on it. I love the song with Schoolie on it. I love it. It's a really nostalgic, dope Atlanta project. And what I do love about it is how much it's separating the fake ass hip hop so-called fans, especially the white ones, from the real ones, because those that had negative things to say don't understand it, and it was not meant for you. Like, point blank, period. It was not meant for you. But there is a sector of Atlanta culture that, quite honestly, your faves nowadays have all the have to give them the credit to, because they deserve the flowers for why they even are around today, to be completely honest. So I still to say, shout out to Metro Boomin for dropping, especially as a producer too. So that was super fire. Is it Ramon? Ramon is how you say her name?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is Ramon. Yeah.
Okay, so Ramon, she dropped the song The Morning. Definitely love that song. I don't know how to say this guy's name. Ayatane, he's a Jamaican Haitian artist. He dropped the song Ayo Depan. Oh, Ayo Depan.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. He dropped that song. Okay. Don Toliver and Tizo Touchdown. Luckily, I'm having. Definitely love that song. Shout out to my good sister Doechii. You know what I'm saying? Have to add weight because that song is just such a beautiful fucking song, especially with everything happening. I love, 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 and had that song on rotation. Sasha Keeble featuring Beam Work. Love this song. I just listened to it today and I was like, yo, I really, really love Sasha Keeble. Coco Jones, Other Side of Love, The Colors Show version, definitely a beautiful song. Her tone on this sounds phenomenal to me. Dominic Scott, he dropped a song called Dream. He's an indie artist, so definitely go and check him out and support him. He makes really cool music. Shout out to my good brother Jay Murphy. He dropped a single as a DJ producer. So shout out to him doing his thing with Has Sizzle and Vicky Lowe. Stop Crying. He's on his New Orleans bounce tip. Okay, I know that's right. K Camp and Ty Dolla Sign and Chase Shakur dropped a song called Early Morning that I'm really, really feeling as well. And I have to add to the pot, since this episode is dropping on is it Nipsey Hussle's birthday? I'm sorry.
Yes.
Nipsey Hussle the Great, his birthday, dropping on podcast Pod Day. My favorite song of all time, one of my songs that I used to listen to in the very beginning stages of my DJ career, because I discovered Nipsey Hussle from a friend of mine who used to listen to him, and because he was on the grind, he would listen to him, and I started listening to him, and it sparked my interest to literally want to go to LA. I would never forget me and my good friend, shout out to Earns. He and I took a flight. Let me tell y'all real quick, a quick background story. I was in a relationship with this nigga, right? I didn't tell this nigga I was leaving to go to LA because, first of all, this nigga was mad crazy. So I was scared to tell him. So I was just going to leave for LA and just end up there and call him, be like, hey, I'm in LA. I just had to go and, handle some business, because I was mad terrified of this nigga because he was crazy. But I did it anyway. And the nigga was going crazy. We broke up. But anyways, I got there. The first song that I listened to that I said is my all-time favorite Nipsey Hussle song, because I said I was going to go to LA. I was going to DJ for the first time. And I chased my dreams. I left a toxic nigga. I chased my dreams. I did my motherfucking thing. The song was Nipsey Hussle's Keys to the City from the original The Marathon mixtape. I fucking love, 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 love that song. That is one of my all-time favorite songs that really, 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 really made me just appreciate him as an artist, but also appreciate the grind and the hustle. Of course, there's plenty of other songs that I have under the belt, but that song is a special song because it's connected to a story, especially in the beginning journeys of my DJ career. So shout out to Nipsey Hussle and happy birthday to the great. Okay. Of course, on my set list, I'm gonna have Live from the Swamp tour. If you don't already know, now you definitely know. Me and my good sister Doechii, we going back on a roll for the ending of an era as she's closing out the Alligator Bites Never Heal series world, as you would like to call it, and moving on. We want to show the fans some love and appreciation. So we're going back on the road. We're hitting dates like Chicago, San Francisco. We will be in Atlanta again. Okay, ATL, you do get the love that you deserve. Okay. But yes, we're hitting some cities that we did not necessarily hit, like Houston and Dallas and stuff like that. Phoenix, and, just giving the other places that have a demand for her some love. So we're going to be hitting those sections of the cities in this next US tour. and definitely can't wait to see you all. And then, of course, in December, we're going to be going on the Grand National Tour with Kendrick. So you can catch us on 2 dates of that tour as well, which we're super excited about. Okay, so that's definitely on my set list. So make sure you go get your tickets. Also, Apple TV shows that I am tuning into, that I'm going to get into, that I need you all to please show me the communities for, because I need to do deep dives and digs and all this good stuff. The Morning Show. It has 3 seasons and it features like Jennifer Aniston, Reese Witherspoon, and Steve Carell on that show. I want to check it out. I heard really good things about that. Also, The Studio is only first season out with Seth Rogen, Dave Franco, Zoe Kravitz, and Ice Cube. Also, Ice Cube dropped a terrible movie that people have been making jokes about on TikTok. Like they said, the worst movie of his career. And based on the clips, I would have to agree. I would literally do it on some like high shit just to see what the fuck niggas is talking about. But he's also in this show, The Studio on Apple TV. Also, Severance is a show that I've heard a lot about too. So I definitely want to tap into Severance. Also on Netflix, The Hunting Wives. I heard some things about this show as well. So I want to tap into it. And those are just going to be my binge shows that I'm going to have on top of the Ratchet TV that I watch. I'm not going to lie, y'all. I'm not going to lie. The best franchise that VH1 MTV has currently right now would have to be Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. There's no other series that's really like, I'm sorry, it's a soap opera and it's a fucking comedy show all in one. They really got it on that show. And I still watch it because it's nostalgic, but it also is funny as fuck sometimes. Like you just have to laugh at the dumb shit that happens on that show. But that is my set list for the week.
I'm laughing because, like, on that note, like, okay, I did catch this last season of Basketball Wives. Just throwing that out there. Very ratchet TV. You know, you need a little break in between work. In between work meetings.
I don't want to be political all the time. Like, I don't want to be, sometimes a little ratchet is a little fun.
Oh my God. And to, like, I can't believe it, but Rick Ross, Rich Forever mixtape is now on streaming services. That just dropped. Okay, yeah. Take it away, please. Sorry.
So this week on my set list, D Smoke and Lucky Day dropped a song called Frequency that I really, really love. Elevated vibes. Shout out to them. Lucky Day sounds luxurious on that track. What else? Isaiah Haran. So he's an artist. He was on my 2023 artist to watch list when I used to run the R&B website, R&B Grid. So it's actually been amazing to see his progression musically. But he just released his album Concubana or Concubania. I don't know. I'm probably saying this wrong, but incredible album. It's actually like topping my album list for the year. It's definitely in the top 5 R&B albums of 2025. My personal favorite is I Chose You. That is produced by the homie Mike Hector. Shout out to him. There's also a song on there, Fitty. It was one of the singles before the album came. That shit, like I can't get it out of my head. But Isaiah is singing his ass off on that track. On all of them, to be honest. And then this is one he has, I forgot the name of it, but he got Kalani feature on there and they both sound amazing. So shout out to Isaiah and team. Also on my set list is Isaiah's show at Baby's Alright on September 10th. So if you are a fan or want to become one, because you definitely will, pop out to Baby's Alright. There's also a couple other show stops he's doing. Just follow him on Instagram. You can find him there. But if you're in New York, New Jersey, Philly, make sure you pop out to Baby's Alright. Books. So my homie put me on a book called Relentless: From Good to Great to Unstoppable by Tim S. Grover. So I just started that. That is on my set list for this week as far as books go. TV shows. Wednesday season 2 is out now on Netflix. I just started watching that 2 days ago. It's so far so good. I love Wednesday. Shout out to her, Jenny Ortega. She's amazing. And y'all need to stop talking about her face because, bitch, she looks fine. Y'all are getting on my nerves with the she shouldn't have got surgery takes. So shout out to her. But then I did want to dedicate the rest of my set to Nipsey Hussle. For those who know me, Nipsey Hussle meant a lot to me. I actually was turned on to him via his interviews before I ever pressed play on any of his music. And the interviews is actually what made me fall in love with the music. because he just used to say a lot of profound shit in every clip I would see, whether it was an interview or not. And he was just somebody who really stood on his moral code. And I feel like he was a leader. He was like, I don't know, he was just everything to the hip hop community and to LA. And similar to Jazz, like I remember, like, I never forget when I found out he died. Like I literally cried for a week. Like it was so bad that my boss, because he knew how much I had a Nipsey poster in the office. He was like, I think you should just take a day, because it's just like I felt
That's
like
real as fuck.
Yeah, like I feel like I lost a friend. Like, granted, I never met this nigga, but the type of impact he had on me, because I lived and breathed this nigga's interviews. Like he was just so brilliant. And his music, like that's a whole other story. But yeah, like it just like it really hurt when he died. Like I felt like I lost like a cousin or something that I never got a chance to meet. And then I never forget my first time in LA was literally right after he passed away. Like I would say 2 weeks after he passed, I took my first trip out there, and the feeling in the city was so heavy. For a while too. Like I don't think that feeling left the city for like a cool 2 years. And there's some like you still could see the murals. You still could, like, all of that is still there. None of it is gone. LA still goes up for Nipsey. So shout out to LA, the city of LA, all my homies out there. But anyway, on my set list this week on the Nipsey side of it, we have 4 in the Morning. And I would also go with That's How I Knew and Double Up. Shout out to Dom Kennedy. I also have a Victory Lap playlist on Spotify that I created that year that he passed, that I promote every year on his birthday. So that will be going up on the timeline. I'll share that link with y'all as well. It's all of my favorite Nipsey songs, some of his biggest records, fan favorites, all of that. So the last thing I should check out is the Nipsey Hussle and the Rap Radar interview. If you have not heard it, if you have heard it, it's definitely one for the books. A lot of gems dropped there. I encourage you to listen to it again. And we are definitely going to play you guys a Nipsey Hussle interview clip to close out this episode. So make sure y'all lock into the end for that. But that has been episode 12.
Yeah.
Episode 12. Hey, we out of here.
We gotta go home, but you gotta get the fuck out of here.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Music is spiritual. Anybody that fuck with music long enough, if you don't cloud yourself and like miss it, you're gonna realize it's spiritual. You can miss it though. You know what I mean? But if you in tune and you present enough, you're gonna be like, it's vibrations, it's the word. If you even read the Bible, in the beginning, it was the word. That's the first thing that the Bible say. Yeah. You know what I mean? So the power of the word is intense, it's real. So to try to make music and separate it from a spiritual thing, I don't think it's possible. I don't even think that the actual act of music, think about this. You going somewhere mentally and you bringing something back that people that aren't where you just went can hear in the place that you both are. Like you go somewhere when you go pull a lyric down. Where is it at? Where does it exist? You know what I'm saying? And then you say it with your voice, and now everybody can hear it.
What's up, world? It's your girl, Jazz.
It's your girl, DJ Miss Milan.
And it's your girl, Jan Sneed. Thank you guys for tapping into another episode of the Reasonable Dialogue podcast. Thank you guys for tapping in every week and spending time with your favorite girls at the condo. We really, really appreciate the love you guys pour into us. And if you're rocking with the conversation, make sure you follow us on all socials. We are on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at Reasonable Dialogue. And be sure to rate, subscribe, comment, like, tell a friend, and be sure to stay reasonable.